So here we are. I'm so glad to be with you here today. The Freckled Strawberry and Chris Topolewski, managing partner of Wick Capital Partners, located here in Radnor, Pennsylvania. I've known you for a few years. We're colleagues now. I love that. I think our initial connection was at the Union League, but we realized that we probably shared some kind of past life. It was North Jersey, it was Boston. We're not so sure which one that is.
Still not sure.
Still not sure, but nonetheless, we're here, and it's an easy, comfortable relationship. And I'm so happy to talk to you today about your business, the business model you've selected, and why the Freckled Strawberry complements Wick and why Wick complements the Freckled Strawberry. So when I walked in your office, I noticed these amazing Monopoly pictures, and specifically the Monopoly Man. Please do tell, what is the significance of the Monopoly Man?
Sure. So, well, thank you for being complimentary towards my art. But nope, it has a couple significances to my life. So one, first and foremost, we are a real estate family. So Monopoly was an easy way of learning some of the principles of real estate. And it's something I carried through with my kids, my two daughters. So they're 10 and 12 years old. And they, in fairness, actually are the ones that picked the art for the office. So when we were going through different pictures, they were the ones that Monopoly kind of resonated with them. That was something that we've kind of played together growing up. But it's something we still use and play together. But it does speak to me as part of being a real estate family. It's kind of how I grew up and kind of what's important to me and the cornerstone of it. And then on the art itself, it has a couple sayings about cash flow and working hard. And I think it's just good life lessons. So it was a fun way of being fun in an office, and something that really spoke to me.
Chris, you have no idea how full that response is. There's so many things that you mentioned in that. It was something that it resonated with you on the real estate level, but more importantly, you brought your daughters into that conversation. And your daughters are watching you, and they're learning from you, and you're speaking in this way to them about cash flow and about the quality and the quantity of things that a lifestyle can provide through real estate. So the conversations you're having with them may seem light, but they're heavy in the long run. And the fact that you invited them to help you take ownership in decorating your office is also pretty cool.
It is. It's something where when they were younger, I bought them little hard hats, green and pink, and they would come with me to construction sites. But I also wanted to teach them a balance as to what work is, which is it's not just a construction site or it's not just an office, it can be both. And you can make it fun, and they think coming to the office is fun. So on Saturday mornings when they were younger, we would all have our coffee, the three of us. I would have real coffee, and they would each have a glass of milk. And they would read whatever they read, had more pictures in it back then. But we would do work on Saturday together. So I think it's a neat way of bonding with them. So yeah, I guess the Monopoly pieces or pictures.
That is even still forming to this day. I'm listening to the story, and it does harken some things for me as a little girl, because my father's in real estate, and that was a ritual that we had. And he would bootstrap with me. We'd put our hiking boots on. It was my hiking boots. It was his, steel toe shoes. But we would go to job sites and deliver permits. So these passive conversations that you're having with your daughters, is empowering them to have these conversations, but naturally. It's as easy as can be. So as you know, the Freckled Strawberry's mission is about empowering financial independence in women. So here you are being an example to your daughters and empowering them by having conversations about money, about real estate, as if it's like Dr. Seuss in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's special.
I think it is, and it really, it's why the Freckled Strawberry for me is really important. And kind of when you told me about what you were creating and doing, like, I'm very passionate about it. It really speaks to me. One, because I do have daughters, and it's kind of, everything that you do is kind of what I'm hoping they learn from me. You do it in a more effective way. But I think it is a very cool concept.
Dads are very important to their daughters, and I got lucky. I have a good dad, and he had conversations with me. It didn't matter. There was no gender roles growing up in our house. It was about showing up. If there was a job to be done, you got up and you did it and you showed up.
Sure.
So here you are, an entrepreneur, Mr. Monopoly Man, right? What makes Wick Capital special?
Sure. So Wick Capital is founding it's pretty near and dear to my heart. One of the things I enjoy is really helping and working with families. And I know it sounds cheesy or cliche, but I really do. And taking kind of all of our experiences as a family and what we've gone through and kind of rounding it out into being a family office for people. So what it really means is helping give financial peace of mind to different families, regardless of whatever they're trying to accomplish. There's always a way to solve a problem, or multiple ways, and of what's best to fit for your family. And so that's really kind of what we built here at Wick. And I think it ties in with your concept of the Freckled Strawberry. You have financial independence, we have financial peace of mind. So I think they kind of tie in with each other. But that was kind of the genesis of creating Wick Capital Partners.
So the family office speaks to me. Many entrepreneurs have a CFO, they have a COO. So why wouldn't a family want to have the business of family? And that's something that your model provides. You can act as a CFO for family wealth. Why would you not want to take the same amount of time on your family business? So the Freckled Strawberry, in part of the methodology, we talk about cash flows, we talk about business cash flows and the understanding of all of that. What I really like is that you tie the wealth management platform into the relationship of the family. So with that being said, how do you believe your clients at Wick Capital can benefit in working with the Freckled Strawberry methodology in those conversations that we have?
No, I think it's a really good tie-in. So as you said, great companies or good companies run with a strong CFO in place. They understand all the finances. They understand everything about the operation. That doesn't always translate and make it over to the owners or people's personal lives for whatever reason. And my opinion, I think a lot of it has to do with people have routinely always been taught that your wealth or your money is private. It's a private affair. You don't discuss it, and that's it. And I think that's wrong. And I think that's why the Freckled Strawberry speaks to me about opening up in a safe and a good environment and in a constructive way those conversations that it is okay to speak about cash flow. It is okay to talk about investments. It's okay to look at opportunities and to discuss it and kind of get a consensus. And from a group decision, you will get a better outcome than just one person sitting there thinking about it. So that's really where, for us, the model came from, transitioning from your business life to your personal life and mimicking what made you successful there. I think the Freckled Strawberry is a natural extension for that to help facilitate that conversation.
That is, I couldn't agree with you more. The first conversation I have with women is their personal manifesto, and you have your own personal goals. The heartbeat of those goals just carry through all those different conversations that we have. And the first place I start is your personal cash flows. If you don't have healthy, solid personal cash flows and management of your personal wealth, how can you possibly translate that into anything, right? So it's almost like the Freckled Strawberry is working from personal into business, and we're meeting in the middle between business and then personal.
And I even like that you call it cash flow, as we do, as opposed to a budget. It's not a budget. Your house spends what it spends. You're going to do what you want with your life. So it's about understanding your cash flow. It's not a budget. Budget has a negative connotation. So it's those little nuances to help make people feel comfortable about speaking about it.
Well, I like working with Wick Capital because you understand the difference in the language that women speak. And so where you and I work well together is the conversation style that you can have with gentlemen entrepreneurs. the conversations that I'm having with women are lifestyle conversations. They arrive at the same place, but it sounds different. So the solutions are the same, but women have different concerns, why those numbers mean what they do, how it hits them. So I love the fact that we work together so closely. You've mentioned having a team of professionals around. You just mentioned it, having a good CFO, having a good COO. At Wick Capital, do you put a team of people together if an entrepreneur doesn't have one?
We do. We have a full team of people to complement whatever it is you need or whatever it is you're looking for. And if we don't have it internal, because we do have CPAs, we do have lawyers, we have other investment professionals. Several of us have owned businesses before, so we do come with a wealth of in-house experience. If not, then we work with other providers to help round out wherever the need may be. Could be marketing, for example. We don't have an in-house marketing person, but we work with several people if a company or an individual needs help with marketing, as an example.
That's great. So it's what they get with you and from you, and then with your help. So in the spirit of the Freckled Strawberry, we always pay forward advice. So what advice would you give a lady today when it comes to managing her assets? What could you tell her that's the most important thing today?
Sure. I think most important, and I kind of teach or try to teach my daughters this, is knowledge. Just be knowledgeable about it. You don't have to love managing finances, or you don't have to love doing something, but just being knowledgeable about it. Just this past weekend, I had a female client call. Her husband was in an accident and he had to go in for brain surgery. Turns out he looks like he's coming home fine, but she said that he shared the passwords on the computer with me, but I don't really know where anything is. And I said, no, first, I hope everything is okay, but not a problem. Your team here, we're here to help you. This is part why you work with us, is we understand where things are, and we're here to walk you through whenever you feel like speaking about it. So I think just knowledge, if I'm going to leave anything, knowledge is really helpful, knowing what you have and where it is.
That's great advice. We always talk about that. Clarity comes with understanding and knowledge. Financial independence can mean a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that you're the breadwinner. It simply means that you're informed.
Yes.
So if you are informed, that would be good advice. So Chris, something about you. How are you defining success in 2023?
So success for me in 2023 is to help make sure all of our projects stay on track.
Great.
To make sure that my kids have a successful soccer, field hockey, and basketball season.
Excellent.
And to just continue to really enjoy life.
That's great. I love that. I always have fun with you. I always enjoy our conversations. Thank you so much for sitting with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I look forward to the next time.
Me too.
All right.